It is it is Wednesday, my dudes.
Good evening.
What up, y'all? What up? What up? What up? Howdy, howdy, howdy. It is finally Wednesday again. First, before I even get started, let me see who's on the hangout. I see my man Mir Depp is already in the place to be. Therapeutic, what's going on? Machiavelli, what's going on, man? Your presence is known. My man Banana's in the place. Yeesh, what's going on? The 07J, what's going on? New Zealand in the place to be. Who else we got? Gorilla be here soon. BX, what's going on? How you doing, baby pa? Welcome, everyone, to Live from the Lab with yours truly, qunique. Another Wednesday, another episode, and it has always been fly, of course, because of our awesome community. Some of the names that I read off that chat have been rolling since the beginning, and I love and appreciate every single one of y'all. Thank you for being here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if this is your first time here, please hit the like and subscribe, hang out. You know what I mean? There's a lot going on. We do 2 live feeds a week. We do Live from the Lab with yours truly on Wednesdays, and then we do Friday Vibes with Q, of course, on Friday. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure y'all join in for that. Slaughterhouse. If you have one MC you can minus from a group. Nah, I ain't doing that, Vanessa. No, Vanessa. I'm not, I can't do none of that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not that guy, man. Like, I like all of them and I want, you know I got that code shit going on, Vanessa. You know, I don't do doing that group, man. What I will say, imagine, if you will, let's imagine for a second a supergroup, right? Let's put Pharaoh, Coogee Rap. Let's see. I'm gonna Inspect the Deck. Let's get one more. Give me one more. What up, Aeon? Yo, Eon, what up? My man Gorilla's in the place to be. Eon, what's going on, baby pa? Yo, Eon, my management sent me your interview request. So, gonna make that happen, brother. Stay tuned. Bananas, Big Daddy Kane is a devil. Oh, BX, Rakim is a good one. Black Thought, there you go. I love the Black Thought suggested. So Black Thought, Pharaoh Monch, Inspect the Deck, and G-Rap. Could you imagine the bar level with that? Just imagine, like it'd be rhymes galore, like for real, man. Thank you, Eon. No doubt. That would be crazy. But anyway, I love it. That was a good idea, man. Thank you, Bananas, for the assist on starting a whole new conversation. You're usually the guy for that. I appreciate you for that, man. It would be insane. The level of bars, like I'm trying to think of it. G-Rap, Pharaoh Monch, Black Thought, and Inspect the Deck. Like, come on, son. That is a powerhouse of a supergroup right there, man. What going on, Goodfoot? Good to see you, baby. So today's subject, because it's coming out, Jay Bugsy, my brother Jay Bugsy's in the house, son. Where are we at with the sound effects, man? I'm gonna add a little more volume to that. My man Jay Bugsy, son. This is for my man Jay Bugsy. me know. Just say yes or no, son. No audio? Can you hear me now? Can y'all hear me now? Hello, hello, hello. Are we good? Good, 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 good. Thank you, thank you. Okay. So, today's subject is based on a conversation that I've had with y'all through all of these episodes. It doesn't pop up like we don't really take advantage of the conversation. We don't have an extended conversation. PVT, what's going? Is that PVT? PVT, what's going on? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Potato, what's going on? Yes, we are live right now, Potato Boy. Welcome, welcome to the show. Welcome. My man Jay Freedom is in the place. Yes. Where's the best Italian restaurants of Brooklyn? Kevin Nelson on his... Crazy, son. Well, listen, guy, first of all, bananas. There's way too many dope Italian restaurants, but I would always tell people, like, for me personally, being from Brooklyn, my favorite joints are more like in Little Italy in the city. And you could probably kind of like handpick. They're all pretty much solid places. So that's my suggestion. Now, let me get to the subject of today's episode. Today's episode, what I wanted to talk about, because I've been asked quite a few times, Bernard, what's going on? Alabama's in the place to be. What's going on? I spoke about my crossroads, and I spoke about where I'm at now with today's releases and things that I've done with mixtapes that used to be up there or not. And now today, what I want to talk about are the two albums that came out of that, plus the third. Jay Bugsy in the place. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for their support on the super chats, super stickers, and super gifts in advance. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Jay. Love you, bro. The Brooklyn Firefly, that's Caves' joint. Place is dope, man. You might definitely want to check that place out as well. Caves from Lords of Brooklyn. So anyway, what I want to talk about today are three albums. So when I hit the crossroad and I wanted to change things up as far as my catalog and the direction I was going in, because I've talked about it quite a few times, how I was just in a weird place with my releases and how everything was going. And I felt like I wasn't, I didn't have my head in the game 100% for a little bit. So when I got to that point, I ended up doing an album called Pound for Pound, which we spoke about on one of the episodes. And then after that, I released two albums called the Legacy Series Volumes 1 and 2. And then right after that, I released Royal Blood. So we'll get to the Royal Blood joint. So Legacy Series Volumes 1 and 2, what they are a collection of what I thought worked from the mixtapes. So when I say mixtapes that I put out that are no longer streaming, is the first one is Mixture, the second one is Street Supreme, and then after that it's the collab tapes, volumes 1, 2, and 3. And number 3 was Marvel's Team Up, but it was still the collabo tapes. I've explained myself before as to why, but I'll explain it again. The reason why I took the mixtapes down was because I had felt that it kind of distorted where I was going with my career. And when I was doing those mixtapes, I was kind of like following the crowd. And it wasn't something that, it wasn't like I woke up one day and I was like, I want to do a mixtape because I feel this way. It was more like, I'm going to do a mixtape because everybody in the room is doing it, which is never, for me, a good idea. And where I'm at right now, I like to do things organically and make sure that my intentions are correct before I move forward with any kind of music. And when I went to review the mixtapes before I did Legacy Series Volumes 1 and 2, you know, for me personally, as a, you know, when you judge your own work, when you look at whatever craft you do, whether you're a carpenter or a painter or whatever you do, maybe you're a poet, maybe you're a lawyer and you're checking something. When you're going over your own work and you see weak points or points that just don't coincide with the way you think or feel or want to be seen, then either you're gonna roll up your sleeves and do the work to adjust it, or you're just gonna like hold it and move forward, you know what I mean? So, do I prefer EPs or I prefer EPs. I don't prefer mixtapes myself personally. That was the reason why I was saying what I was saying. The mixtape, in many ways, for me, I'm not saying for everybody, because there are some mixtapes out there, obviously with 50 Cent, with his mixtape changing his life, or like last week I showed you Saigon's mixtape, which was nuts. There's been a lot of dope mixtapes, but for me it just didn't work, and it's because my intentions were wrong, and it's not for me. That format is not for me. I'm more of a guy that likes to put together albums and EPs and keep it moving, and just keep it more organic, as I said. When I went through the mixtapes, I found what I believed worked, and then I went into the Legacy series. So now I'm making sure yeah, Tony Touch was a beast, man. There you go, BX. You know the deal. So, what I'm gonna do, I'm going to the album right now. I'm going to Legacy Series Volume 1 on my phone right here. And I'm just gonna go over the songs and you know, briefly go over what I remember, what went into them and all of that. So the first song, In Love With This Rap Shit, was actually the intro to Mixture. And I ended up reproducing the track, fixing the verse, and making it more of where I'm at today. So that track is produced by me, and like I said, it was originally the intro to the Mixture mixtape. Next is a little bit of an interesting story on that. Thank you, Yeesh, I appreciate that. Patrick Byrne. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do, Patrick. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. The next song on Legacy Series Volume 1's track number 2 is called Rise Above. Now, what's interesting about Rise Above is that it was produced by this brother out here. His name is Polar Bear. And Polar Bear is someone that I met through Fieldy from Korn, because y'all know that I had the band Stillwell with Fieldy, and me and Fieldy are best friends, and you know, we've done a lot of things. We've co-written and produced his solo bass album, and I'll talk about that in another episode. But Rise Above, track number 2 on the Legacy series, was actually supposed to be a song where me and Fieldy were gonna do a hip-hop EP before Stillwell. And we had recorded like 4 or 5 songs. But then the Stillwell thing happened, and I kind of kept qunique to where it was, and kept the Stillwell staff separate. And so we just moved forward and created Stillwell, and it evolved into something totally different. But that song, Rise Above, was supposed to be part of that. And so that's the story with that. Okay, we're up to track number 3. Where y'all at? Okay. And if y'all got any questions, shoot them at your boy, son. So the next one, track number 3, is called Listen to the Words. That's a track that I produced, co-produced by my man Scott Stallone. You know, we speak about Scott. He works with Vinnie Paz. He works with Army of the Pharaohs. He works with La Coco, all of that good stuff. As did folk from Cypress Hill. I would still love to see a collab with you. Oh, thank you, Patrick. I appreciate that. I truly appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Scott is a beast. So we listen to the words. That's me and Bill going back and forth. I knew it was going to be a one-off because we were designing it for a single, and it originally it was on the Marvel's Team Up. There we go. So originally, Listen to the Words was on Marvel's Team Up, that mixtape, and I brought it over here because this song is one of my all-time favorite songs I've ever done with Bill. I just think it came out really dope. I think that what Scott did to it is he took my production and just leveled it up like by 10 notches. Scott is nice with it, man. Thank you, Miradep. I appreciate that. Yeah, it was BX. What's this audio making? Yeah, for real, Patrick, it would be cool. So that's the deal with Listen to the Words. And another little interesting tidbit about Listen to the Words is that we shot the video in Las Vegas. It's not a big deal, but you know, it's kind of cool when you do something, you know, different from Brooklyn or New York. And for me, the memory just stands out because our homie had access to this big penthouse, and we went up in there with cameras and shit, and we shot real fast and got out of there. But it was a lot of fun. Okay, track number 4, Tomorrow's News. I forgot what mixtape that originally was on, but I knew that this was one of those tracks that just couldn't get lost. You know, oh, Bananas, you're saying one of my dream teams right there, man. Beastie Boys would be nuts. So Tomorrow's News there was this homie that used to come to Fat Beats, and he would tell me that he was a song composer. I didn't really know him. He was a cool dude. I don't know whatever happened to him. And one day he showed up with a disc and he produced a track for me. And that's what became Tomorrow's News. I kept that on some space age lyrical shit, and it was dope to be able to, when we put together this Legacy series, I was able to remaster it, which was something that was very important to me about the sound. Because when it was out on the mixtape, a lot of these songs sounded really thin, but yeah. Thank you, Miradep. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I lost that hat, son. It sucks. Okay, the next track, Dollar Bill. Now, there's a dope story about this track. We're still on Legacy Series Volume 1. So Dollar Bill was, all right, so first and foremost, I was inspired by Jay-Z's Dead Presidents when I wrote that. So it was written a minute ago. And I produced the track. I forgot how I put that together, but I produced that track, and it features my Arsonist brother Freestyle on it, which I was very excited to do because in the history of the Arsonist, when me and Free worked on songs, we got a lot, you know, done. Like he and I got Venom, Seed, Blaze, man, the list is long because he would always come to the studio the most. And so we would hang and I would just chop up beats or whatever, throw them on, and he'd be ready with verses. And sometimes he would come with tracks and it'd be vice versa. So that's the deal with that. Now, the other special thing, The Evils is dope, right? Right? I love Dead Presidents, though. That beat is nuts, man. Now, the other special thing about Dollar Bill is that years later, there was this dude, when the Arsonist was signed to Matador Records, there was this dude that had, his job for the label was to sync music to movies. And he got the Arsonist in 2 movies. We got Backdraft in a movie called Restaurant, and then we got Millionaire in the movie Empire with John Leguizamo. And then Dollar Bill, which is what we're talking about now, he got that song for me on the Marvel's Runaways series. And so I was hyped just to be a part of Marvel. I'm not even sure if it's a good series or not, which doesn't matter to me. It was just dope that another joint got on some sort of visual, Hollywood shit. And in this case, a Marvel joint. So I was hyped with that. So that's the story with Dollar Bill. What's the chance you got Primo beat nowadays? You know what, Patrick? I don't know. I know Primo. He's a homie. I'm one of the few people that just never asked him for a beat. I think because I've been in rooms with him and I see how people rush him for beats, and it always felt awkward because people, when they see him, I get it. It's like you want to be proactive and aggressive and shoot your shot. But because I've known Primo for as long as I've been in Gangstar videos and all of that, I just never felt compelled to ask. So I don't even know what the deal is now. And for me, I kind of just go where my feet take me, if you get my drift. It's like, if me and Primo are chilling and he suggests, then we're talking something different. But that's the deal with that. I don't know. Next song, 1 2. This is a bit of a fast and not super fast, and this is a really cool story too, in a way. So 1 2 is a track that I produced. It's me with my arsonist brother Destroy. He went bananas on this track, and what this track represented, there was going to be a possible EP or an album where it was just going to be me and Destroy. And, life just didn't allow for us to push it forward. So I took all of the joints and spread them across these two albums, Legacy Series Volume 1 and Volume 2. So you can hear the different tracks with me and Destroy, going at it and having fun. And 1 2 is one of those tracks. It also features Static Selector doing the cuts at the beginning and all of that. And, it's one of my favorite songs that I've done with D. I think it came out really, really dope. Right, exactly, BX. You know the deal. You get it, man. You know how that shit is. Destroy is crazy. His energy is legit. That's not drugs. That's not enough. That's him. Thank you, BX. Okay, so that's the deal with that. The next track is and it's crazy because sometimes you do certain tracks, right? And you want them to have a certain impact. And this was one of those tracks I wanted to have an impact. It just never really took off, but I still had fun doing it. And a cool little thing about this track is that Ill Bill produced that track. So the next time you listen to Legacy Series Volume 1 and that song Oh comes on, know that Ill Bill produced that track for me. And it's one of my favorite tracks that just people, it's one of them sleeper tracks that people just didn't catch. So that's the deal with that. Thank you, Gorilla. Thank you, Bananas. I appreciate y'all. Thank you. Redmatic is in the... Ladies and gentlemen, what the hell? Y'all don't see Redmatic is in the chat, y'all? The brother that I'm doing an album with? Come on, son. Come on. Everybody show your love and appreciation for the brother Redmatic in the place to be. Shit, he caught me off guard, son. Oh my God, son, that's great. Everybody show that boy some love right now. Yo, everybody, I need y'all to do me a favor and let Rhett know what y'all are thinking about Cypher Up, our first single, and Fire Vision, our second single featuring Elemento, please, while he is here, because I tell him what y'all be saying. But now I need your help to tell the boy what we're thinking, man. There we go. Hey, what's going on, Sinful? What's the deal? Thank you, 07. There, let him know, son. Mere Dep, let Redmatic know. Official Redmatic. Beat Junkies in the place. Beat Junkies in the building. Son, if I'd have known you was coming, I'd have baked the cake. Well, since I got Rhett, thank y'all. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. See, Rhett? Since I got Rhett here, and I know he's probably, I got you, son. I know. Simple, all good, baby. Thank you, A. Hey, you got to check out the joints. You got to check out the joints I got with Redmatic. So since I got Redmatic here, don't leave yet, Red. I know you. You be moonwalking out of everything, son. We have a new song dropping tomorrow night at midnight or Friday morning. It's called It Only Leads the Way. If you go, now I got to pull it up because Red is here. If you go to qunique.com, right? Boom. You go right here to the home page. And there it is right there. You could pre-save right now. Go to qunique.com, q-unique.com, and you can hit the image right here for the album, the single artwork, and pre-save it so that way you have it fresh and ready for your Friday commute. Make sure y'all do that for Rhett, for me, you know what I mean? Like, thank you. There we go. My man Detroit is in the place. Chono T. Oh, that's what's up, Sinful. Thank you. Tell him I said what up. Yeah, you could get the pre-save there. It should also be in the link in my bio and all of that good stuff. But go to qunique.com. Pre-save links always go up on the home page. I'm glad that Red is here, man. That was dope, Red. Seriously, man. And everybody should be ready for tomorrow. Oh, thank you, A. Part 2Z. Thank you. I appreciate that. So yeah, tomorrow at midnight, man, and then Friday on Friday's stream, Friday Vibes with Q, we'll talk about the new song and go over everything, man. So that's the deal with all the Redmatic stuff. Yo, Rhett, you crazy, son. That's right, we're almost at the, right now, the reason why Rhett was saying check your text is because Rhett is being a mad scientist right now. Oh, I'm about to put Rhett. Everybody in the chat, y'all are gonna help me right now. I just thought of something. I'm about to put Rhett on blast right now, son. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm only having fun with this, but Rhett, you gotta let me live with this one. So, yo, there's one more song that could possibly make the album, but Rhett has to make a beat for this song. So I need everybody in the chat to just put make that beat in the comments, son. Please do me that solid, chat. Say, make that beat. Just put it up in the comments. Come on, son. Y'all got to do this for me. There we go. Thank you, Yeesh. Shut it off, Yeesh. There we go. Simple. Digrade. Let's go. Let's go. Gorilla. There we go. Yo, Rep. There we go, baby. Let him know, son. Let him know. That's great. I love this community, baby. This community is the best community ever, son. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, my God. Yo, Bananas is challenging you, son. He said, not only should you make the beat, but you should make the beat live on YouTube. Oh, my God, son. That is great. That is great. Okay, so getting back to the subject. We went way off subject. See, Rhett? He's starting trouble over here. All right, so we said, okay. The next song is called More to the Story. That's actually from Mixture as well. I believe I called Mother's Love. So originally it was called Mother's Love. And then I ended up getting Schematics. He produced that track. And we ended up remixing it, putting a hook on it, because originally it didn't have a hook. And I changed it to More to the Story. And that's the deal with that one, produced by Schematics. They getting at you, son. They getting at you, Rat. See, I told y'all he was ready to leave, son. Let me see, but my medias ain't working, Rat. Oh my God. This is for Rat, son.
What the fuck?
That's Rhett right now, looking at the chat. Peace, Rhett. So Rhett is in the studio. He's in his studio right now, sequencing the album. And we were talking about the album today and all of that, getting really excited. Two of the features that we got are so, it started off with Elemento, and Elemento, he killed Fire Vision. He came ready to rock, and I'm so happy. We're actually shooting the video to Fire Vision this weekend, so there will be a video. We had to wait till Elemento, you know, had time available. He's usually like doing stunt double work for you know, like Tubi like shows and stuff like that. Fuck with y'all, man. Savage is in the building. What's the deal? So getting back to, it's so far off the subject. I'm trying to stay on course, y'all. I'm trying to stay off course, y'all. Okay, so now we're up to the last two songs off of the Legacy Series, Volume 1. What Could I Do is produced by I believe Sick Nature from the Snow Goons produced that track. And it's one of the two tracks that I did with PH, and it also features Torre. This song is one of those bittersweet moments in my career, and I'll explain why. So myself and PH, we were talking about doing an album, and we started recording. The first song we recorded was Gatekeepers. You can find that on YouTube. And then the second song was What Could I Do? And, you know, we started collecting beats and started putting together our feature list and all of that. We were really getting ready. And then he passed. And obviously I was heartbroken. This is somebody that I've known for a very long time. For those that don't know, PH Pumpkinhead, you know, was an OG, underground legend, all types of stuff. Good dude, father, husband, hip hop ambassador, MC ambassador, you know, just one of my favorite people. And so the fact that we didn't get to finish the album obviously sucks, but at the same time, I got to at least get those two joints in before he left us. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's a weird emotional thing with this song, but it's here, and I have it on Legacy Series Volume 1. So that's the deal. That's what's up, Patrick. Yep. And closing out Legacy Series Volume 1, we have Rhyme and Reason with Harmonics, my boy Harmonics, and my boy Wordsworth, man. We spoke to him last week on the show. This song was also produced by Schematics. Words, you know, what we did was we were giving, basically that song is about the reason for us rhyming. And so we go through like a brief, quick history of what got us to where we were, from Phil to myself to Wordsworth. One of my favorite tracks as well. I really love this track. It was a dope track to do, and to be able to work with Phil and Words was, you know, very special to me. Now, going over, what up, Spoon? What's the deal, son? You good? Yes, Lyricist Lounge as well. That's right. That's right, Simple. It does. It definitely makes the songs like, you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those songs, man. I did, Patrick. I don't remember much of it. I would have to probably go on YouTube to refresh my memory. Savage, yes. I used to own a studio in Brooklyn, and that was the Arsonist clubhouse, the headquarters. And, you know, other rappers would visit, Nonfiction, Chino XL, Shabazz the Disciple, J Live. The list goes on and on and on. And one time, I remember we were having a session. We were just hanging. It was like, you know, Friday night into the weekend. J Live showed up, LP from Company Flow, also Run the Jewels. He showed up. bunch of heads, and my man Spin and Freestyle had the track. And that song actually could have been on As the World Burns, but it didn't turn out like that. So that's how it went into Lost in the Fire, because Lost in the Fire is a collection of all the songs that we didn't release. So that's the quickest story on that, to give you, like, you know, to deal with that. Jay Freedom, if you're talking about interview, I don't know. It's a schedule and a life thing. So that's a tough one, man. You know, I don't know. You know, we'll see in the future, but who knows, man? You know what I mean? Like, who knows? Okay. Now we're on. All right. So the first one we did, we already spoke about this one. This is Legacy Series Volume 1. I just went over all the songs, gave you a brief history, right? We spoke about that. So now you know this is Legacy Series Volume 1. I just went over all the songs. Good. And now we're going to go into this one. This is the cover art for Legacy Series Volume 2, a Young Q up in New York. So with this one, I don't know why that's playing. Let me lower this shit. Okay, so with this one, the first song, Capital Q, it's crazy because I produced that track. Hey, what's going on? Thank you, brother. No doubt. Yeah, that's the young Q. That's the barbershop every 2 weeks Q. So the first song off of this, Capital Q, there's a video for that was shot in front of the barbershop that I used to get my haircuts from. My boy Kay used to run the joint, and that's in Bushwick, Brooklyn. Initially, this song, Capital Q, was supposed to be on Between Heaven and Hell. And then for whatever reason, I put it on the Street Supreme mixtape. And then obviously I took down all the mixtapes, reconfigured everything, and then Capital Q ended up on Legacy Series Volume 2. One of my favorite songs that I've produced, like as far as beat-wise, I dig the beat on that. The next track is Don't Stop and now Don't Stop is from that batch of songs that I said that there was going to be a possible album or EP between myself and Destroy. So Don't Stop is one of those songs as well. Next to that other song I spoke about, 1, 2. Don't Stop was produced by Destroy on this one. I like the vibe on this one, man. We're just talking about like the challenges that we face, but having certain people in our corner either pushing us like with enthusiasm or just for ourselves, just thinking we need to keep moving forward and not stopping. So that's the premise on that joint right there. That's what's up. That's what's up. What's up, user? Tanya, what's the deal, Tanya? What's going on? Okay, next. Shadow of the Guillotine remix. So, the original song is from Vinnie Paz's God of the Serengeti album. I'm on that album. And so when we finished the song, I asked Vinny if I could get it remixed, and I got it remixed by Schematics. And it was, you know, I was just being reminiscent on the time in the 90s when Pete Rock and all of them dudes, Primo, everybody was doing remixes. Q-Tip everybody was remixing somebody else's project or their single or something. So I just wanted to have that vibe for a second, especially with someone like Vinny, you know. So it was just dope to be able to have the original and the remix and for the homie Schematics to remix it. It just came out really dope, man. For real. Thank you, Eon. Can't be neutral on a moving train, that's right. Next, for the Violent Consumer. Now, for the Violent Consumer was... Man, it's a crazy thing because that one was also, so we mentioned Capital Q, right? And now we're up to, for the Violent Consumer. Both of these songs were on my Street Supreme mixtape. Now, what's crazy about the Street Supreme mixtape is that it's in a gray area because it was in between Vengeance is Mine and Between Heaven and Hell. So what makes it crazy is that at that time I was building with this homie from the UK. His name is Quincy Tones. He's a sick producer. And when he heard Street Supreme, he was the one that first put the thought in my brain. Like, you know when somebody plants a seed of thought in your brain? He heard it and he was like, dude, I could have produced every track on that instead of you like rapping over other people's beats. And that's when he planted the seed of thought. I didn't like move quick to what he was saying, but when he said it, it had an effect on me. Like, man, I wish I would have been more patient and just went at Quincy. I would have had more albums on the table than what I got, you know? And so it's one of those annoying moments, you know what I mean? Nah, I don't got that cap, son. I lost that cap. You gotta hold on to that mixtape, man. They don't. Edwin, what's the deal, son? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you, Jay Freedom. I appreciate that. Keep your eyes. Edwin knows the deal. So Violent Consumer, that's what's up. So Violent Consumer was that. It was like taking the concept of the extreme. Now so originally I forgot whose beat I rhymed on. It was like another rapper's beat. And so when I came around to do the Legacy series, both Volume 1 and Volume 2, like I said, I remixed a lot of it, or I talked to Schematics or other people. And with Violent Consumer, I ended up remixing or giving it its own beat instead of rapping on another rapper's beat. And so that's the deal with the Violent Consumer. Let me see what you're saying. Leaf Dog, yeah, I've worked with Leaf Dog from the Owls, right? Because I'm on, I think, the first Owls album. I wish I could get on. I would have loved to have gotten on another Owls album or whatever they were doing. You know, it's kind of like, because I'm in a different place lyrically, you know, I just wanted that opportunity, but I don't know what they up to, you know. Thank you, Beneath the Dirt. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate you. Thank you. That's right, Beneath the Dirt. Thank you, thank you. We will, Yeesh, we will. Let me stick to the subject. I'm all over the place right now. I'm gonna get to it, I promise you, I promise you. The next song is Cup of Tea. Now, I've spoken about Cup of Tea because Cup of Tea is the track that I did with Raekwon. It is on Legacy Series Volume 2, Raekwon from Wu-Tang. Quick, the story is like my homie Vinny Ponte, who's a skater legend from New York, calls me one day. He's like, yo, I got Ray in the studio. You should probably bring some beats and get over here. I ended up getting from Brooklyn to downtown Manhattan in minutes. I was speeding all the way, get there, put the CD on, Ray's going through my beats. He picks the beat that is Cup of Tea. I engineer the session, which was already fucking nuts. And then he ends up giving me the beat and his verse, and I put my verse on, and it becomes Cup of Tea. And so that's the quick story about the Cup of Tea song. Old school like Vinny Ponte, exactly. Oh, that's what's up, Gorilla. I appreciate that. Jay Freedom, you know I'm not gonna pick, son. I picked both of them, son. I picked both of them. They both dope. They so different from each other. I would love, you know, it's funny because when I hear names like Marco Polo or even Apollo Brown, to work with either of them would be, you know, really cool. At this point, y'all see what I'm doing. I'm working with Red. I did the joint with Jake Palumbo, which we're gonna speak about in a few minutes. And I'm trying, what I would like to do is per project, you know, just work with one producer because it becomes cohesive, you know? And so either of them would be sick. I mean, I have a list of producers in my head as we all do, you know what I mean? So that's the deal with that. Thank you, Patrick, I guess. You saying Jay like Jay-Z? Probably. We both from Brooklyn, I guess, who knows? The next up, Wolf on Top. Now, Wolf on Top is also a song that was supposed to be on this Destroy qunique album. And it started out, Wolf on Top started out as a joke because we in the Arsonist, obviously when you have that many MCs, everybody's listening to everything and we all know lines from different rappers and all of that stuff. And so the joke started out as a line from a Brand Nubian song from Grand Poobah. He says, see Jay at the barbershop, tell him fade the sides, let it woof on top. So me and Destroy used to look at each other and go, tell him fade the sides, let it woof on top. Tell him fade the sides, let it woof on top. And we used to just say that shit and bounce around and dance and all of that shit. And then I was like, yo, we gotta use that for a song. And then it became like this song about barbershops and we were gonna shoot a whole video and the whole nine. It didn't happen. But we did perform it live on Summer Stage. There's images of it. There's no video footage, unfortunately. But we performed it once on Summer Stage in Central Park in Manhattan. And so that song is a lot of fun, man. And Destroy went nuts on that. Like, that's a dope song, man. Yeah, exactly, Edwin. You know the deal. Here's the deal. All right, so next, Mel and Anne-Marie. Now, that originally was on the Mixture mixtape, and both of those stories are true stories. Those are real stories. Anne-Marie, the first verse, she was, I forgot who I speak about first, but Anne-Marie was my cousin. She passed away young. She was only 18 years old. She passed away in a car wreck. And so, I speak about her in the one verse, and then Mel was actually DJ Mel Ice, who was the DJ for my first group, the Nomads, and he passed away in the hospital during surgery, unfortunately. And so I just wanted to speak on them just a little briefly and just, y'all know how I do, whether it's the setup, whether it's 133rd song. I like to do these songs that just speak honestly and speak my truth and in many ways make a connection with whoever could connect to it. Then it becomes our song. You know what I mean? So that's that song right there. It's just one of those songs. You know the deal? So I never work with Rhyme Asylum. Never work with Rhyme Asylum. Thank you, Edwin. I appreciate that. Chillin', the fresh. No, I still say fly shit though. I still use fresh. Next song, Criminally Minded. I forgot what I think it was Born in 87 we originally called it. So that song is a me and Destroy song. Destroy produced that joint. And what's really beautiful about that song is that D wanted to do the song because he knew that I loved Criminal Minded. And so we just wrote our verses based on what was going on around that time. Kind of like taking that first question from the Stakes is High, De La Soul album, when they were like, when I first heard Criminal Minded, blah, 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 blah. And so me and D just embarked on that journey, but it became that because my brother D wanted to just show love by saying, yo, Q loves Criminal Minded, let's do this song. And so and we did a video for it. There's a video for it on YouTube, so check that out as well. My man Gorilla Son, thank you, baby. I appreciate you. Thank you so very much. Thank you again for the support. Thank you very much. Yeah, New York slang, everything is different in each state, big time. Two more off of this joint right here. Waters Run Deep. Jay Freedom, I actually started writing something. I've said it in one of the episodes, I've always been in love with film, with acting. Obviously, there's so many components to it, screenplay, writing, and whatever have you. But I started writing something a while ago. And yeah, I could definitely see how being a lyricist could help, with that. What up, NZ Ninjas in the place? My man Eon, thank you. Pocket full of red tops, brown bag, private stock. I'm a spider. I'm a spy the block. Signal when I find a cop. Canal Street, Gucci link, hollow on the inside. Don't follow dirty money unless you living for the misguide. Sunset, every team need a Jordan. The wrong place, wrong time. Leave you bleeding from the organs. Step up with the illest shit you ever seen. Q mathematically, knowledge God 17. Yeah, Eon! That's the deal. You ever work with... Nah, I never got to work with Cage, man. I never got to work, the only time, so I never got to work with Cage, and the only time I've worked with LP, he produced the track for the Fondle Fossils. So that's me, Breeze Brewing from the Juggernauts, Godfather Don, MF Doom, and Jay Treads, all on one track. It's called Fondle Fossils, and LP produced that. So that's the deal with that. Tanya, that's dope. Gorilla, that would be sick. That would be sick. Andrea, how you doing? That's sick. All right, so Waters Run Deep off of Legacy Series Volume 2. That's another joint produced by the homie Polar Bear that I spoke about with the album that I was gonna do with Fieldy, a hip hop album. He was working with that artist Big Steel, and they got at me to do that track. And that was a dope. We ended up doing 2 songs together, me and Big Steel, so that's the deal with that. I forgot what was the other one, but Waters Run Deep is really sick. And then lastly, Major League is a track produced by Quincy Tones, the homie I mentioned from the UK that I could have probably had Street Supreme all produced by him. He produced Major League, and that features my Arsonist brothers Freestyle and Destroy as well. So that was one of the last times I got to work with all of them. Yep, so that's the deal. Patrick, if you're talking about that track with LP, it's called Fondle Fossils. It's the last single released on Fondle Records, the label that put out the first Arsonist singles and Cage and Megahertz and so on and so MF Doom's early stuff. So it's called Fondle Fossils. I'm not sure where you'll be able to find it, but that's the deal. So that's all the songs from Legacy Series Volumes 1 and 2 that I broke it down. Now we're gonna get into Royal Blood real quick. It's a short one, And I'll keep on talking to you obviously as we keep the ball rolling, son. Okay, so Royal Blood, the reason why I called it Royal Blood was because it was a simple thing. And it was something that someone pointed out to me. And so I just took it and ran with it. And that is that I'm one of the few that comes from the cloth. I am a member of the Rocksteady crew, and I'm also a member of the Zulu Nation. I've worked for Fat Beats, a member of the Arsonists, a lot of hip hop stuff. And somebody was talking to me, I forgot who it was, and they were like, man, you got royal blood. And I think they were more looking at the Rocksteady and the Zulu affiliation more than anything. But it just made me take that and say, all right, I'm gonna own that. And so that is the deal with the title Royal Blood is knowing that I'm coming from those families, from that lineage of some of hip hop's most important, circles: Zulu Nation, the Universal Zulu Nation, and the Rocksteady crew. So that's the deal with the title. Now, this entire album is produced by Jake Palumbo, for those that know. Thank you, Gorilla. I appreciate that. Thank you, BX. Thank you. We're gonna get into all of that. Y'all are so fucking dope. Thank you. Jake Palumbo, who is a dope MC in his own right. He's an amazing producer. He's somebody that I didn't know. I had met him when I was doing Black Coffee because we were doing some content, and we went to his studio, and that was the first time I met him. And then maybe a couple of years later, he posts a lot of cool shit, a lot of like information for artists and stuff. And I liked the way he does it, so I just started leaving comments. And then one thing led to another. I got Adam for production, and then we decided to work on this album. Now, the reason why it's only 7 songs is because I was working on this concept called the 7 series. Not a lot of y'all remember it. I wasn't pushing it hard, but I was pushing it nonetheless. And it started with Pound for Pound. Wait, let me make sure I got this right. Yeah, it started with Pound for Pound, and then we went into Royal Blood, and that became the 2 7s, right? And then once I got with Repmatic, I deaded the idea. But the reason why I was going for the 7 was because of first of all, the 7 is the number of God, Nation of Islam, the 5%ers. I'm not a 5%er, but I'm somebody that has been around in hip hop to know the importance of the 5% Nation of Islam in hip hop itself. Not to say that no other walks of faith aren't, they are. All of them are necessary. But if you remember at the height, during the crack era and the golden era, people like Rakim, Kane, Poor Righteous Teachers, they all came with that kind of wisdom that came from either the Nation of Islam or the 5% Nation of Islam, Brand Nubians, so on and so forth. And so I was just tipping my hat by doing these 7 series things. Obviously, I went back to just dropping normal because of working with Red and there's more of a dynamic going on, but that's where I was heading with all of that. Thank you, Edwin. Q7 steps, no doubt. Shout out to Corn and POD for reals. Thank y'all. All right, so let's get into it now. So that's the deal with Royal Blood, just the introduction. First track, Bad Meaning Good. That was, Jake got me at a really good point lyrically because he got me at that point where I got past that fork in the road that I was at, that crossroad that I was at, that place of, really considering where I was gonna go. And so after Pound for Pound and putting the Legacy series together, the first person I reached out to was Jake, and I was ready to fucking roll. And he just hit me with mad beats. And one of those beats was the beats for Bad Meaning Good. One of the things, I was very hungry. So you could tell, I feel like you could tell with the lyrics on all of these tracks. And there's a lot of little subtle tips of the hat, like big pun, right? I think it's Dream Shatterer, right? He goes, hey, yo, I shatter dreams like Jordan and da-na-na. So on Bad Meaning Good, I, giving pun a tip to the hat, I go, hey, yo, I shatter dreams like LeBron James. You're more of a pawn in the chessboard of God's games. Got you in checkmate. Papa lead shots through your breastplate. Pull back the black hoodie. Take a look at death's face. And so I was just paying homage to Pun, recognizing, just saluting Pun, his memory and his, his lyrical legacy, you know what I mean? So that's the deal with that. So, yeah, Patrick, I'm not gonna speak on that. I don't really speak on those kind of subjects here, but I feel you. Believe me, I feel you. I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you, BX. Yes, that one I went nuts on, and what I wanted to say was the other featured artist on every song on this album, Royal Blood, is my homie DJ Presto One. Presto One is somebody that has DJed for me for a very long time. He's toured with me and all of that. He's nasty with the cuts. He's also a dope producer. And I wanted him to do cuts on everything, so he started with Bad Meaning Good, and he went berserk on the cuts on that, man. Shout out to my brother Presto One for sure. The next one, I Don't Sleep. It's one of those things where it's like that thin line of having that kind of like third eye vision, sight, and conspiracy theory, right? And so I tried to bring all of those elements together for I Don't Sleep, for this song in particular. I'm up before the sunrise. You know, you gotta listen to it. There's a video for it. Love, actually one of my favorite songs. I never performed this one live, but it's a beat that I thought Jake killed, and I thought that what we did together and for what I was saying, it just came out perfect. It's really dramatic, man. Yep. Yes, we will still be in Colorado in May. Yep. Thank you, BX. Thank you. Next, which on this album, this next song is not only the most important song on this album, it's probably one of the most important songs I've ever written, and that is 133rd Song. There's a video for it. This song is about my brother, James, my real blood-related brother who had passed away some time ago. And first of all, what's fascinating about this song is that when me and Jake agreed to work on this album, for whatever reason, 133rd Psalm is the first song that I wrote. That's what Jake told me. He was like, yo, do you realize, in Jake's perspective, he was like, he thought that the first joint I was gonna get off was like, you know, just some bar shit saying some fly, maybe bad meaning good, but it wasn't. It was actually, we started the whole adventure with me talking about my brother, which I couldn't even tell you why it happened that way. It's just the way the track hit me. And, you know, when you lose somebody that close to you, you're probably gonna think about them the way I think about my brother every single day. There isn't a day that goes by that I don't think about him. And so in the first verse, I'm talking about how he and I, as brothers, were just opposites, but it worked. That opposite thing kind of gave us a balance as brothers. And then in the second verse, I talk about just little tidbits of our reality growing up. You know what I mean? Like true shit. Like he and I used to be, you know, we grew up on Avenue U in Brooklyn in Gravesend, and we would walk like as little kids down the block, arm over arm, like best buddies. He was my brother. You know what I mean? We were very close. And so to be able to write, and that's one of those times where you just feel like you're just an antenna for the words. And what I mean by that is, I couldn't tell you why it came out the way it did. It's one of my, like even I look at it like, wow, I can't believe that I did that. Not on some ego shit, but on more like, you gotta understand, being the person that's talking about something that's very, very impactful to my life, and listening to my playback, listening to my words, it's just trippy how that shit came out and how it affects other people. And so I look at it as that song is the one that, along with others like The Setup and Diamond in the Rough, where if you could relate, then it's our song. We share that song. We are bonded by that song. And 133rd Psalm is by far the first one. It's probably the most important song I've ever wrote. And when Presto cuts into Billy Bob Thornton, when he's talking about when he lost his brother, I related instantly. It was dope, man. So that's the deal for that song, man. Making sure I pay attention to y'all, son. Thank y'all for the rest in peace and all of that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Jay. Next, Don't Wanna Wake Up. Oof, man. Another song that is very important to me because the fact that I was, like so many others, was in these key places in order to see the crack era happen and the golden era happen for hip hop, and to be able to remember all of these things that were going on around me. Some of it I was too young to go to a club or whatever, but I'd be able to tune into a radio show or put on a video show and see what was going on, or go to the record store like Music Factory or whatever have you and buy an album and just hear people building or whatever have you. Don't Wanna Wake Up first verse is me totally crack era rappers like, yo, thank you. And having this dream where I don't want to be woken up until I'm done. You know, I had a dream that I was at line at the Union Square. Rakim Kane and the BDP crew was there. Stetsasonic was live on stage. I had on the MCM trench coat, white on beige. Red Alert was going berserk, sun was blessing him. Bumping Tony T, here's his thoughts, he's expressing them. Dane the Dame was at the bar, and to my recollection, Alpo and Rich Porter was in the VIP section. Shinehead was building with Just Ice. The IOU dancers in a cypher with Fendi, sun was nice. That's all I can remember from it. But it's one of those things where just remembering all of these superheroes, because not all of them are here anymore, and some of them, their careers ended quickly, and some of them are, you know, passed on, or they turned to other things, and so you just, you know, I just wanted to walk and just shine a light on the beautiful highlights of it, and then I shift gears on the second verse, and I go into that 90s shit, the main source and Tribe, and, you know, Fushnikins, and talking about all of these dudes that just took the game and just elevated it even further. And so that's what and a lot of us, when we speak about these moments in hip hop, we all want to like secretly hop in a time machine and go back just to be a fly on the wall and be, you know what I mean? Like, watch these superheroes do their thing during that time. And so that's what Don't Want to Wake Up is about, is just having that dream and just not wanting to be bothered just for a little bit, just to enjoy it, you know what I mean? Given, yes, Fendi the Dancer, you know the deal, son, you know the deal, you know the deal. That's the first CD rack, that's what's up. Next, Chestnut Checkers. Yo, one of my favorite songs that I did with Jake, one of my favorite songs to perform. There's videos on all of these joints. Man, I tell you, man, that one came out of being a fan of the movie Training Day. So obviously Denzel saying this shit is chess, not checkers. And I pull a little bit of Denzel's vibes in the first verse. Blood on my knuckles, son, done running from trouble. Double dare I pump slugs to rupture your bubble. Troubleshooter, it's safer to run to your computer. Keyboard criminal, kingpin, loser maneuver. Mr. Q to be the 7-round draft pick. 7 series, 7 crowns, my 7 sound classic. Backup henchman, snatched him out of the rap club. Smiley with the shotgun, blasted him in the bathtub. Violent hands, silent plans, bring balance to the galaxy with hybrid strands. Careful of the dosage, and muttering coherently. Roddy Piper uncovered a conspiracy. He saw what they did. He saw that they lived. He saw they offered ignorance to get you off of the grid. In a war with comments opted by the cyberbots, they came from inner space, a Croyer and the Micronauts. That's the first verse of, that's what's up. That's the first verse. And then, on the second verse, I still pick apart some of Denzel's shit, but y'all can hear it. Y'all can go stream that, and thank y'all, man. Thank y'all for the love on that one. That's the deal. Okay, the last song is, you know what's crazy is the last song I didn't shoot a video for. It's called, excuse me. I'm saying last song. There's 2 more songs to go. So Random Play. Random Play is a dope one because I think Jake, when he gave me the beat, it had the little guitar in it, so he knew that I deal in rock, even though it's not really a rock track overall that I would like do what I do in rock, but I loved his intentions, and what I did on it just felt like the right vibe for it, you know what I mean? I forgot how, I don't remember that rhyme too well, man, so you got a part of me on that, so I'm not even gonna attempt it. But I like the cool vibe of it. It's got like that fucking swing to it, you know what I mean? So gotta get that more. And then now here lastly, Ingredients. Ingredients was one of those tracks where I'm just talking about what makes me me. You know, I talk about grunge music, hip hop music, metal, whatever, acting, whatever, all the little ingredients that make me me went off in that song. Not everything, but a lot of it goes off in that song. And I had a lot of it was dope to just be able to sit there and think of all of these little things that are part of my patchwork of my soul. You know what I mean? And so that is how that song Ingredients was born. And so that is the album Royal Blood. And finally, I got to speak about all three of those joints, man, because sometimes y'all bring it up and thank you, Edwin, that's crazy. Thank you, Tanya, that's hilarious too, man. Oh, man. Eon, definitely, man, definitely. I like talking all of these joints, man. So that is my breakdown for Legacy Series Volumes 1 and 2. Red is so dope for popping in. And of course, Royal Blood, we finally got to talk about Royal Blood. I'm very happy about that. Thank you guys for indulging and letting me speak about those albums, man. Now, what's up next? Y'all hear that, right? Ba-da-bang! A new pack to reveal, son. Yo MTV Raps. This is with the bonus cards, the extra 50 cards. So I'm gonna see a bunch of cards I've never seen before. We're gonna have some fun with this. Y'all ready? And remember, when you go to qunique.com and you order, let me go back to that for a second, right? So we're at qunique.com. When you order, well, first of all, don't forget, pre-save that link, because this is coming out tomorrow at midnight. It only leads the way. New QUnique Redmatic. Okay, cool. When you go to the shop, boom, you got the tag shirt, Vengeance is Mine CD, Vengeance is Mine poster, the Vengeance is Mine coin, Between Heaven and Hell poster, the Mechanic CD, and the Arsonist pin. You order any of those, you get stickers with that, you get your shit signed, and also you get a little stack of Yo MTV rap cards. So that's what I've been putting all my doubles in. So that's the deal with the Yo MTV rap cards. So here we go, I'm opening it. This has been packaged in 1991, son. Oh my God. It's QUnique proof, son. It's like it don't want to be open. There we go. All right, it's open, boom. We're gonna get into this. You got the contest joint. It's a scratch off. Let's see if we won. I never scratched these, man. Imagine I won. What? You missed the groove. Make another move. That's what they wrote. You missed the groove, make another move if you lose. Okay, cool. I wonder who wrote that. All right, off the bat. It had a date, exactly. Soul Movements crew, what's the deal, son? Okay, so first card, I know my man Gorilla's gonna be very excited. We got an MC Hammer card. Go Hammer, don't hurt him Hammer, too legit. From Oakland, my man Hammer, Kirk Burrell, right there. I actually seen MC Hammer perform live many moons ago. I think I've spoken about it before. Let's see if I'm going ahead of myself. I shouldn't do that. Next up, the GOAT. One of the illest careers I've ever seen in my life. LL Cool J, ladies love Cool J, right there. LL Cool J. James Todd Smith, Farmers Boulevard, Queens. LL Cool J, right there, boom. You might get LL Cool J card in your stack if you order, because I'm sure I got doubles of LL. Okay, the next one. Ooh, this is a dope. I know I got doubles of this. One of y'all, when you order, you're gonna want this joint right here, son. Public Enemy number one. One. There we go, son. One of the most important groups in all of music, Public Enemy. Boom. Another important group from Hollis, Queens, Run DMC. That's right, baby. Hollis, Queens is in the building. What else we got? Ooh. Boys to Men, ABC, BBD, Belle Biv DeVoe right here. every time I get a Bell Biv DeVoe card, I'm like, it's kind of rap. I don't know. It's like a hybrid. I guess it's cool. It's not really up to me, is it? Next up, Tone Loc, Funky Cole Medina. Right there, Tone Loc from, where is he from, man? I know he's from Cali, but I wasn't really sure where he was from. But California Tone Loc, man. Crazy career right there. Ooh, now I never seen this card before. This is pretty cool, man. Look at this, Greg G in the Yo MTV Rap cards. Who'd have thought? Man, that's pretty dope, man. I never got this card, so this is the first time I've ever seen this. One of the illest freestyle rappers on the planet. People forget. He was in the Ninja Turtles movie? I didn't know that. He did soul movements? He did? That's crazy. No disrespect to him. I never said that Bell Biv DeVoe was whack. That's not my point. I guess sometimes the definition of rap just gets a little loose, and I've always felt that they were more like a fusion. So I guess in many ways it's cool, but for me it just, I saw them just different. Here's another card I never seen before in my life, and that is the Afros. Boom, the Afros. I'm not familiar. I remember when they came out. I'm just not familiar with their album at all or their songs. I don't remember. I did hear it when it first came out, but I don't remember. But the Afros, Yo MTV Rap cards. I've never seen that one before. That's pretty cool. Oh, snap. T-Money. He was the Yo MTV Raps mailman. T-Money's in the place. I never seen this card either, man. That's pretty cool. He kind of looked like Conway a little bit, right? That's wild. T-Money. And last, I never seen this card before, and I'm very excited. If I have a double, somebody will get it. A Tribe Called Quest. One of the more important hip-hop groups, or if so, music groups ever to grace the planet Earth. I love A Tribe Called Quest. That is a dope card, man. Word up, man. Shout out to the Tribe Called Quest, man. And that is my Yo MTV Raps reveal for today, man. That is what's up. So, yo, ladies and gentlemen, first, again, I want to remind y'all, let me go over here, man. Let me go over here. Let's do this right, son. Let's do this right. Let's go over here, go to the home page. Okay, so when you go to qunique.com, Q-UNIQUE.com, you're on the home page, you scroll a little bit down on your phone. This image right here, this joint right here, this is gonna be the new single, the new qunique Repmatic single. It's called It Only Leads the Way. If you go to the website right now, you could pre-save it. Comes out tomorrow night at midnight or Friday morning. Okay, you could be the first one to peep it. Thank you in advance for doing that. If not, I believe the link is in the bio as well. But you could go to qunique.com and also check out everything else. We got videos on there, the podcast, the merch, everything is on there. So thank you in advance, and thank you for pre-saving. That is tomorrow. We'll be talking about that joint and the rest of the stuff on Friday's show. So be ready for that as well. So, looks like we headed to the booth, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, stutters, get ready. We going in the booth, son. So I just want to thank y'all for hanging out with me. Thank you for the support with the super chats, super gifts, and super stickers so very much. Thank y'all for hanging. Thank you for the comments and the questions. If you're new here, if you're brand new here and you had a good time, we do these every Wednesday and Friday here on YouTube. Just hit the like, hit the subscribe, and all of that good stuff, and I'll see you on Friday. But right now, we're going to go into the booth, so let's get ready, son. Where's that button, son? There we go. Boom, and let's get it. See y'all there. One, two. Check it out. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We in my new booth. Shout out to LA Vocal Booths. I'm gonna try something new today. Never performed this live. Y'all heard it already. That's right. Fire Vision, son. DJ Redmatic on the production. And the cuts featuring the homie Elemento. Here we go, son. Let's put the hat low. Check it. Yo. Godzilla up your shit, Super Samurai, spin the battle shit, let the cannons fly, Mr. Terrific, digital to hold the cryptic arts, and then you know, like idiots look gifted, fuck, Audible Angel, save the listener, start chasing scroll and made him a prisoner. If you crown the leader, they bound to retire, can't knock the truth when you're surrounded by liars, human hybrid, Iberian weed, Andre 3000, red carpet carrying keys, corner Genovese, 24-hour pharmacy, barracks in the basement with a full-powered armory. Drifting in the camouflage beamer, criminal survival, city of God's demeanor. Elemental rest in peace, Sean P. Followed by the letter Q, drinks is on me. Yeah, son, I ruined that shit. It's new. I'm gonna get it down. We're gonna try it again, maybe on Friday or maybe next Wednesday. But I wanna thank y'all for hanging. Once again, live from the lab with yours truly, qunique. I'll see y'all on Friday. Friday Vibes with Q. Much love. Have a beautiful evening. Peace.